So the barbell RDL, or the barbell Romanian deadlift, is a great deadlift variation that targets the muscles of the posterior chain, meaning like your lower back, your glutes, your hamstrings, and your grip strength as well to add to it. So with the RDL, what we're going to do, the major difference between RDL and a conventional deadlift or a sumo deadlift is there's not as much of a knee bend in the movement. So it's more of a hip dominant movement where you're thinking your hips are traveling on a horizontal plane. They're kind of going back and forth to dictate the movement. So a really useful cue that you could think of when you're doing this lift is you have one string attached to your hip and one string attached to your chest. The string attached to your hip is pulling your hips back and up on an angle, while the string attached to your chest is pulling it down on an angle at the same time, and then back like that. So Amanda's gonna demo a couple reps without the barbell. Yeah, and we're basically just thinking of initiating the movement with the hips. So our hips are getting pulled back and up by the string. Another string is pulling our chest down on an angle at the same time. And we're pushing our hips through to full extension by squeezing our glutes and finishing the movement. Another thing you want to think of that's really useful when you're doing a hip hinge movement like this, particularly the RDL, is thinking not hyperextending your neck as you're doing the movement. That's bad. It's going to put too much pressure on your upper back. What you want to think instead is keeping your chin stacked, trying to make like an ugly double chin while you're doing it, and keeping that head in a nice neutral position with your upper back as you're hinging down and up. Okay, so Amanda's going to grab the barbell. You can set it up like however you want. You could have it set up on the rack and just pick it up, take a step back, and then go into your set. Or you can treat it like a full deadlift where you have it on the floor, you're picking it up from the floor, and then you do your set after that. Completely up to you, okay? But for today, we're gonna do it from the rack. So Amanda's gonna pick it up, get into her setup, feet are about hip width apart, pointed straight. We're gonna hinge down by sticking the hips back, squeeze the glutes, push the hips through. Good, Amanda's gonna demo about 5 reps here. Good, lats are engaged. If you're thinking like you've got a couple of oranges underneath your armpits, you're squeezing your armpits together to try to make orange juice to keep those upper back muscles and lats really tight so we can keep that barbell nice and close and get a better, stronger lift. Awesome. And that's the barbell RDL, or barbell Romanian deadlift.